Hi everybody, it's your buddy Jim. It's Saturday, December 21st, 2013, and I'm not with Angelina today. Actually, I'm here with Uncle Joe. This is it's a caricature self-portrait that Joe just came up with around 2 o'clock last night, I guess, or this morning. And he's pissed off because his cable ain't working right now, so you might hear him in the background. Just saying. Anyway, I'm here at the official grand opening of the Holy Angelina. Jim's going to grad school. Relocation Fund weekend. And this is exclusive for my Facebook and my Twitter fans. Followers, excuse me. These are some paintings that Joe has done. Now, what you're looking at are some 11 by 14s. Now, the other one that I just showed you, which is not for sale, by the way, that size is 20 by 16. Those are the two different sizes. I'll have the shipping prices underneath on the eBay sales. One of the cool things that I've noticed over the past year and a half that Joe's style's been evolving is that the more he paints, the more you notice. If you look really hard, the more you notice things that you didn't see before. Every new time that you look. I mean, some of them, as you can see with this one, some of them it goes right over the edge with. Now these, the framed ones. Now the price of these for these. Joe, what did you say the 11 by 14s were?
Price wise?
Yeah, because the 11 by 14s were how much?
35.
The 11 by 14s are 35. The larger 20 by 16s will be going for 45 to start off with. Now these are the starting prices. If you don't, look at this is full on modern Americana. Now Joe and I were both at that same point in our life. We hit 50 and hey man, I'm finally waking up to the fact that my purpose in life is to be a teacher. Now Joe just discovered this talent like a year and a half ago. It's kind of like a little self-therapy for him. He was out of work. He was going through the whole unemployment thing. He was just trying to figure out the next move. And trust me, Joe and I met under some odd circumstances, and of anybody on this planet, I am the most amazed by it because Joe and I met under kind of weird circumstances. I was a project monitor on an environmental job down south by Cortland. Where the hell was that, Joe?
Ithaca.
Yeah, it was an old plant in Ithaca, and we were working in the middle of a cold winter night because the only time they had to remove these, what they would refer to as hot caulk, but you had to pull the glass out with them, and so he was on this 2-story boom in the middle of like freaking the dead of winter. It was right around Christmas time, as a matter of fact, I think, and in the middle of the night, and these guys are pulling these freaking windows out by hand. I just, like I said, for this to happen from seeing that person, it's just kind of amazing to me. So anyway, now this is a much bigger frame. And what size did you say this was, Joe?
20 by 16.
That's not 20 by 16.
Oh, I don't know what size that is.
Okay, well, I'll figure that out. I think that's almost got to be like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll get the size for it. Like I said, this is just a video now. All these down here, these are the ones going for 35. Joe basically gets an image in his head and he goes for it. This one is one of the few that actually has a name. It's called Birds. And also I'll be taking snapshots of all of these, so you're going to have nice, clear views of them. Now this is one of the ones that's actually mine, so I doubt this will be up for sale. But this one and this one right here are two I'm planning on putting on my new apartment's walls, kind of like they're virgin christening. And some of these just kind of like pop into his head. These are all acrylics. Obviously, we live near a lake, you know, so you're going to think of something like that. Some of these get a little more personal. Just leave that one to the imagination, folks. And some of these, he just kind of like images pop into his head. In this case, you can see these are almost like a matched set. You know, the colors are kind of coordinated on that. But then you get something like this. He just looked at some flowers. The image came into his head. He happened to be near a canvas, and he just went to work. Now, one of the coolest things that by bidding on these, you're going to be providing Joe with more freaking capital to buy more canvases. So the more he paints, the more, you know, if these take off, hey, these are great pieces of work done by an actual, you know, modern American artist. Now, this is one of the 20 by 16s, and it's like undeniably my favorite. If you look at this is a mosaic, and it's the only mosaic Joe has done. But you know, if you like them, Joe can do them. Now, I noticed a lot of things, and apparently other people that have seen this have noticed things that even Joe didn't notice. If you look really close to this, you can kind of see what I'm saying. You know, kind of gets inside your mind, but it's kind of cool. You'll see in the picture and the photos that I do, the details in this are amazing. And there's in different spots you can pick out, you know, mushrooms and what might look like Satan. There's rivers. There's all kinds of things. I mean, there's birds in there. You just gotta. You just gotta kind of let your mind go on this one. It's really an amazing thing. Now, like I said, if this takes off, I've talked to Joe about this, and you can make requests, and Joe can work with you. Now, there's the one I really want to show you. It's a unique. It's the only oil Joe has for sale, and it's one of the $45 ones, but with the frame, we're going to bring the price up to $50 because the frame, and that's taking a hit on the cost for Joe because the frames are actually a little bit more expensive than we're jacking the price up. So this, the framed ones are just add $5 onto them. But the cool thing about that I always have been fascinated by this one is the inspiration for this was Joe happened to be watching the Olympics, and there was a black gymnast was performing. He can't remember who it was, but the image popped into his head as this girl was leaping through the air, and he just kind of, you know, he got the basic image of her, the basic form. That's what inspired him. And he just kind of went with it from there. And, you know, I just think it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And like I said, it's the only oil. I wasn't aware of this, but because of the time involved in this process, which Joe just kind of does. It's not something he even considers work. That's why these are starting off so cheap. But it's kind of something like with me with writing. I literally will get headaches if I get something in my head that I have to put down. And Joe, it's just kind of something that's natural. Obviously, what inspired this one, and I've always thought this was really cool too, is just Mother Nature in general. Joe's, he's got his yearly garden out back. I think it kind of goes with the territory. You get a pickup truck, radio that only plays country music, and you take up painting and gardening. And if you're a total redneck like myself, you also take up hunting. No, I'm just kidding. I've been hunting for longer than that. Like I said, these are wicked cool. Now, hang on, sorry, Joe. I really want to point out this one. This one is way cool. One of my favorites as well. It was done with just spatulas. No brushes. I think that is so cool. And like I said, if you got requests, if you got ideas, you want Joe to do like a family portrait, just provide him with a photo. Who knew? So, this is the end of your little tour. Bid soon, bid often. This is your buddy Jim, coming from Uncle Joe's lair. I will end it right here. Remember, come out in full support of the Holy Angelina, Jim's Going to Grad School Relocation Fund. Thank you in advance. Talk to you soon.